So today we're going to look at a couple of my favorite books on color that I use in my studio practice. I like these two books and so much that I was repeatedly checking them out from my local library, so I decided to buy a copy. I will have the links in the description box. So let's take a look and see why they're my favorites. This one, Color In and Out of the Garden by Lorraine Edwards Faulkner. Somebody else had her on their YouTube channel talking about this book, and I had to have it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. What she does is, and the introduction you really need to read. It is a great introduction. Most books I could care less about the introduction, but she talks about her process and where she came from, etc., and how this project came about. So, put this here. But basically, she goes about and she gathers fruits, vegetables, leaves, flowers, and the like, and then she creates watercolor palettes from the colors that are in each individual plant material. See if we can't zoom in a little bit more. And then she goes through the book and talks about what color is. And has lots of lovely, yummy images of color found in nature. This is actually one of my favorite ones, is the pansies. It's one of my favorite spring flowers. So, and then I have a couple of pages bookmarked in here. I really like this one, especially the way I think she's using watercolors that are granulated here to get this kind of granulation effect. And it's inspiring, so this is the kind of thing that inspires my paintings, my textile pieces, etc., is the colors from nature. I've taken thousands of photos in the past, digital and on film. I've taken even more since digital came about. Gorgeous rhubarb. And yeah, so she has sections on reds and yellows. Ooh, pretty. And I highly recommend this book. It's a 10/10. You know, she talks about the different colors, the coolness, the temperatures, and things like that. Here, this is a section called Floral Confetti, and her suggested flowers are borage, cornflower, honeywort, Italian something, bug loss, larkspur, I have that growing in my yard, pansy, and status. And this one is borage. I think I have this growing in my yard too. So I think it's time for me to go out and collect some flowers. I know I have mullein and catnip. But I think if you're really into color as an artist, or even a non-artist, but just are passionate about color, this is a great book to get. And then she has color swatches, like that at the end. A lovely shot of her palette. And again, this book, 10/10 easily, even if not more so. So again, this is Color In and Out of the Garden by Lorraine Edwards Faulkner. My second favorite book, and I also saw this one in a YouTube video, so I checked and my library had it. This is Floret Farms: A Year in Flowers by Erin Benzinkine and Chris Benzinkine. And this book is beautiful as well. And this book arrived this week, actually yesterday, because again I was checking out the other books so frequently from the library, and there were constantly holds on it. And so she talks about, this is about floral arrangements, floral designing with flowers, but it's a gorgeous book in that there's all kinds of greens, greeneries, and things like that. And then she has, you know, she's making bouquets. So I used to make bouquets when I was in college for my friends who were getting married as a way of earning income. But so this is, she calls this Shades of Green statement piece, but I would also call it Shades of White. And then so she has this beautiful arrangement here. And then you have these pages here where she explains describes each of the flowers used. And then a folio page where the flowers are growing in her garden, presumably. So, and one of my favorites is back here, the dahlias. She has a book just dedicated to dahlias. Beautiful book. But what got me on this book was, and let's see if we can find it. And she did a spread on tomatoes. The sweet peas. I love sweet peas. Again, a folio, a page with the different types of sweet peas. I never knew there were so many different types. And then the folio page. And this is the piece that I made of the sweet peas. It's just an abstracted piece with Neocolor II and Neo Arts, and then those are the water-soluble wax pastels. Some handmade watercolors my friend Beth Wright made, and then I finished it off with oil pastel. And after I did this piece, I had to have the book. So I collect books on color because I can go through when I'm just kind of feeling stuck. And that's really pretty. I can start doing some line drawings and some scribbling and things like that of the rows. And this is just an index card, and it will get me unstuck. And have fun. I may have to stop filming and finish this. But anyway, I'm not an expert at drawing roses by any means. But it's this one right here. And we got some stuff in the center. And this is just a dark indigo Derwent Graphitint pencil. It's watercolor, or water soluble if you want to call it that. But it's just a kind of an abstraction facsimile of a rose. But you kind of get the idea. And that's how I try to get myself out of a funk or being stuck or whatever. And sometimes I'm on phone waiting, and I'll pull one of these books over while I'm on hold and start looking through it with an index card or a small sketchbook. This is my Stillman and Birn beta sketchbook, or even notebook paper for that matter. So again, like the other book, highly recommend. 10 out of 10. The colors are just gorgeous. Lots of beautiful ideas. Makes me want to take up flower arranging, actually. Lilac's another favorite flower of mine. This would make a gorgeous still life on a table. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope to share more videos of books I enjoy in the near future. Thank you for joining me. See you all on the flip side.